Yeah, I mean, a lot of sentiments have been expressed, such as Syrian-led, uh, smooth transition, unified Syria, although we are seeing it being dismembered before our eyes and so on. But nobody speaks of the Israeli attacks. 300, they struck 300 military sites. So why is that? Why are you not talking about what Israel is doing to Syria, what it has done to Syria in the last 24 hours? Uh,
So,
Destroyed the Navy, destroyed
yeah.
all the Air Force. It did all that. Is the purpose, and that's my question, is the purpose to have a demilitarized Syria,
So
disarmed
I,
Syria?
I will let Israel speak to its own operations and what it is they are trying to accomplish. I will say that on behalf of the United States, we're going to discuss these matters with them privately before I opine on them publicly. I would say that broadly speaking, we of course don't want to see any action that makes a Syrian-led process more difficult, and we ultimately want to see a peaceful process forward, not an escalation of the conflict.
So you think what you're saying is that what Israel is doing, whether it's conquering the rest of the Golan and so on, the attacks that it's conducting, it is like 35 kilometers from Damascus and so on. That is a private matter? Is
So,
that a private?
so,
Is that an
so,
Israeli decision?
no. So, first of all, let me just point out, with respect to the location of Israeli forces, and I'm not attesting one way or the other. I know there are conflicting claims about where they are, and they have strenuously denied that they are close to Damascus. They have said that they are in their forces on the ground are in the buffer zone, and I spoke to this at length yesterday. But when it comes to their operations, I think it's appropriate for us to speak to them privately first, ascertain what it is they're doing, before we opine on that publicly. They're a close ally of ours, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, but just one more, on this. So, is it the wish of the United States of America to see a Syria that is disarmed, that does not have an army, does not have an air force, that probably has militias like this? Is that the
We do
purpose
not want
in
to
the
see
end?
that probably has militias. Is that what you
No,
said?
I'm just saying.
No, we do not
You
want to see
probably
it. We do
you
not want to see
accept
it.
the
That one's
fact.
easy. We do
No,
not
no,
want to see a Syria that has militias. Look,
no,
ultimately,
I'm saying that you accept the
so
fact that it has
so
militias now.
you laid out the principle, and one of the things that you heard us say is we want to see Syria that's not a base for terrorism. It's not a base for terrorist organizations. Not to say that every militia, of course, is a terrorist organization. But no, Said, let me give me
Sure,
give me a second. We have outlined the principles that we think ought to guide Syria as it goes forward. Beyond that, these are questions for the Syrian people to have to answer as it relates to what type of government they are going to form, what type of military they are going to maintain. And when it comes to the actions that Israel has taken over the past 24 hours, like I said, let us have these conversations with them privately. I know that this is obviously not our last press briefing that we are going to hold in the Department of State. We will have more to say at a later
My
time.
last question on this point. Would you call from this podium or any other podium on Israel to cease and desist from its military attacks on Syria?
Saeed, this is basically the same question you asked me in another
I
form.
understand, because you're not answering
Saeed,
it.
let me answer the question. You ask the same question, you are going to get the same answer. That's how it's going to go. I do think it's appropriate this time for us to have that conversation with them, find out what it is actually that they are trying to accomplish, and then after we have done that, we will certainly have more to say.
Okay. You said you wanted